Well, Admiral, I'd like to delve in a little bit about those two initiatives, the two major initiatives you mentioned that your predecessors had led. What's the status of each of these initiatives? Have you made any adjustments to the direction of these initiatives? And how do they help steady the state coming to fruition?
Sure. Well, Admiral Collins, his idea, which I fully supported, was we had very often conflicting Coast Guard commanders in various ports. Like I said, we were a series of mergers and acquisitions over the years, and our marine safety function, marine safety and inspection, was a result of bringing in the Bureau of Marine Inspection and Navigation. And what we did was we pretty much held to the same locations that the Bureau of Marine Inspection and Navigation had, and we continued those offices, but in Coast Guard uniforms and within the Coast Guard. Then we had our group commanders who carry out our law enforcement, search and rescue missions and whatever else. So depending on what sort of business you wanted to conduct in an individual port, you didn't know whether to go to see the group commander or the Marine Safety Office commander. It's confusing, it's ineffective. And what our idea was, you have one senior officer in a port who is responsible for all Coast Guard activities. Just like I talked about earlier, you identify the person who has the responsibilities, the authorities, and is held accountable for performance. So we brought them together and merged them, and it's been very successful for us. The challenge has been sort of a fiscal and physical one because, for instance, Sector Southern New England is probably my best example. The old group office was in Woods Hole, Massachusetts. The old Marine Inspection Office was in Providence, Rhode Island. And our intent was to build new buildings, consolidate these people, and get the efficiencies gained by bringing those staffs together. Because obviously, if you're in two different cities, you've got to have two sets of secretaries, two sets of you name it in terms of staffs. We never gain the efficiencies of bringing them together. And I think under the current budget